and welcome to Effective Interviewing and Counseling. This module we're calling Creating Attorney-Client Relationships, the NLP Process. What the heck is the NLP process? You're about to learn. I'm Paul Lisnek. I'll be your host through this particular module and through all the modules of this Effective Interviewing and Counseling series. Now, my background is I'm a lawyer, of course, as you all are, and a former law school assistant dean at Loyola in Chicago. But now, my interviewing skills mostly get used in my full-time world of television, interviewing politicians and lawyers. Some would argue a pretty tough audience to be dealing with. But for this particular module, my background that becomes most relevant and important is my background in communication, a doctorate in communication, but specifically training in the art, some would say the science, of neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP. There are institutes around the country that teach this. I've been certified in it, have a master's certification in it. We're not going to get too extreme with this material, which talks about the building of rapport, but it is going to be one of the most unique modules, I think, you've ever sat through if you're not familiar with this material. That being said, if this material starts to sound familiar to you, don't be surprised that you may have encountered this in a trial advocacy or trial practice class where this material in many schools is being taught, both in the textbooks and also by certain instructors. Actually, I was one of the first to work in this area back in the early 90s. The field of NLP developed in the world of counseling and therapy, which makes sense because this is a program on counseling and interviewing. And in the 1980s, it got brought to the world of business and marketing. Companies said, you know what, if we can understand how people process information, how they build rapport, we might better be able to sell products to them. Well, not a bad idea if you're in the world of business and marketing. And then in the early 90s, I came across this material, not the only one, along with some other colleagues, who said, you know what, this is incredibly powerful for lawyers. Lawyers who interview, lawyers who counsel, and by the way,